So, I'm no fighting game expert. I play casually with the only fighting games I've ever played are Smash, Marvel vs. Capcom, and I've slightly dabbled in some Street Fighter and Tekken 2 a couple of years back. So, going into Pokken tournament, I wasn't sure how I'd feel. On one hand, I suck and get frustrated with fighting games, but on the other, I love Pokemon, so mix them together, I was hoping I'd get some enjoyment out of this, and that's exactly what I got. My name is Voltsy, and welcome to my review of Pokken Tournament. The story of Pokken Tournament isn't really that great, nor is it very long, but it's quite interesting. Apart from the fighting for the leagues to be the best, the only storyline that you'll really pay attention to is what's happening with Shadow Mewtwo. After you defeat the strongest trainer in each league, you'll be put into a battle with Shadow Mewtwo where you'll get your ass handed to you. Then see a mysterious girl who appears only to vanish. The more leagues you do, the more information you find out about Shadow Mewtwo and this mysterious girl, and that is the only reason that I actually paid any attention to the story at all, because I found that quite interesting. However, it lacked a lot of depth, and to be honest, it wasn't that great. It was just kind of interesting on how Shadow Mewtwo came to be. Apart from the short story about Shadow Mewtwo, your main goal in the game is to climb the leagues, and the leagues are split into 5 different leagues, each scaling in difficulty. However, all the leagues follow the same structure. Basically, there are a certain amount of participants in each league, and you need to battle your way through a league match to get into the top 8 position, and once you're in the top 8 position, you can then enter a single elimination tournament, where once you win that, you can then go on to fight the league master to actually rank up into the next league. It wasn't really until I got to the tournament stage of the league where I kind of felt any pressure at all. That's why I started having fun with the story mode, because there was a lot of pressure to actually perform, whereas in the league matches you can win some or lose some, it doesn't really matter until you get to the top 8 spot, whereas the tournament match you can get to the final, lose, and you have to redo the tournament again, and that's why I've kind of felt the pressure in the game, which I thought was kind of fun, because there was times where I'd almost lose a match in the final and where winning was actually a massive relief and I actually felt like I actually accomplished something. Whereas in the league matches, it was just like, oh cool, now I have to fight about 20 more people to actually grow some more ranks. It wasn't that interesting, it's actually kind of tedious to be honest. At the start of every league, it's very tedious because the amount of trainers you have to fight to get to that top 8 position, there are so many. It starts off with like 20, and then it's 40, 60, 80, then I think it's 100. There is a lot of trainers to battle, and getting to that top 8 position takes longer and longer the higher up you're in the league. So once winning the tournament, you can then take on the League Master, which beating him allows you to rank up and go to the next league. The league system in this game isn't that bad, I just felt it was a bit tedious at times. Honestly, I would much prefer if they just had the tournament and then the League Master. Maybe make the tournament maybe a 64-man tournament or a 32-man tournament, and not just battle many trainers to get the top 8 and then do the tournament and then fight the League Master to rank up. I think a single elimination tournament and then the League Master would have been so much better. One thing I really didn't like about the league is that this game has a lot of voice acting in it, and all the League Masters, their voice acting was just atrocious. It's like they were just reading a script in rehearsal. There was like, oh, hi trainer, it's nice to meet you, let's have a battle. There was no enthusiasm, and it really took me out of the moment, and I just like, it was really bad to be honest. Some of the voice acting was good, but a lot of the League Masters just really sucked.
I actually got a little serious there. That was not pleasant.
Luckily, Pokken Tournament's gameplay is what makes up for it, and let me tell you, it was super fun. So to start off with, there are 16 playable characters with a pretty nice selection. With over 700 Pokemon, I feel they made decent choices for the fighters in the game. However, I do feel there could be a better suited character. But that's just my opinion, I'm sure everyone thinks they should have a certain Pokemon in the game. Sorok! Jokes aside, I like all the characters in the game. They all play very differently, like Machamp felt quite slow but hit so hard, dealing massive amounts of damage. Whereas Weavile was super fast and could rack up combos really well. Not only are there 16 playable characters, there are 30 support characters, which are in sets of 2, which you can call upon once they are charged up in battle, and they can range from Magikarp to legendary Pokemon, and they can do anything from heal you up to stun your opponent, and it adds so much strategy to the battles. One thing I wish you could do with the support characters, which I know they wouldn't do because it could be a bit broken, is I wish you could mix and match. Like I wish I could have my Cresselia with Diglett or something like that, but you can't actually do that, which I guess makes it a bit more balanced because some of them seem a bit more OP than others, but that would be pretty nice if you could mix and match. So like I said, I suck at fighting games, and coming from someone who likes to button mash on fighting games, I felt the controls super easy to learn, maybe because I could recognize some moves from old Pokemon games, like Magical Leaf from Gardevoir and stuff like that. It made the moves and some combos easier to remember because it wasn't just, I need to press X, Y, left, up. It was more the fact I need to go this move, and that move, and it just made it a lot more easier to learn. But coming into the game, I didn't feel overwhelmed at all, and I felt I learned the basics fairly quickly, which is, for a fighting game, pretty good for me. Like I said, I'm no expert in fighting games, but playing through the story mode, I managed to win over 100 matches, only losing 4, not counting the times I lost against Shadow Mewtwo because he was super hard. Pokken Tournament has this awesome feature called Phase Shift, essentially changes how the battle will be fought. So you start off freely roaming around the arena, and after a phase shift, you'll go to a 2D traditional fighting game view that you're typically used to, which I think is pretty awesome. It reminds me of the Tales of battle system. Don't know if you guys have played a Tales of game before, but it kind of reminds me of that, which kind of makes sense because Bandai Namco made both games, but you know, I thought that was pretty cool. Another awesome feature about Pokken Tournament is your burst attacks. So once you get enough synergy, you can activate your burst, which is essentially your ultra move pretty much. And it's really simple to activate, just L and R together, activate your burst, and L and R again to activate the move. But once you burst, if your Pokemon can Mega Evolve, you will. So you can get Mega Lucario, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Gengar, and so on. And also, if your Pokemon can't Mega Evolve, it'll kind of like glow, and it will just look pretty awesome, to be honest. But once burst, you'll get a little bit more HP, your attacks do a bit more damage, and every Pokemon gets a signature move, which looks absolutely insane. The game actually has quite a few stages, and they are all gorgeous, especially Dragon's Nest and Shadow's Mewtwo stage. They look incredible. All the stages also come with some very decent soundtracks, which are a pleasure to listen to. Surprisingly, this game has quite a lot of customization. You can customize your character's looks and also your advisor's looks. There is a lot of things you can customize between clothes, hairstyle, accessories, backgrounds. There is so much you can do. However, there isn't really anything for the Pokemon, which the Pokemon are the main fighters in the game. You'd think the customization for the Pokemon would be more. There is some alternate costumes you can get for the Pokemon, but you can only get that if you fight the same Pokemon and if you're player 2, which is really weird. Not sure why they did that, but apart from that, the character customization I really like. Although the only way you see your character is at the battle intro screen before the battle even starts. I like it, but it seems a little bit pointless. I would much rather have all that customization for my actual Pokemon in the game, which I think will be a lot better. I can really see this game becoming a really big esports game, as 1, it's fun to watch, and 2, it's fun to play. I don't want to talk too much about the online for this game at the moment, because at the time of writing this review, the game hasn't officially come out yet, so I'm not sure how the servers will handle all the players coming on at the launch. But as of right now, the servers are really good. I haven't experienced any problems yet, so that's always a good sign. However, if you are worried about the servers like crashing or being really sucky when the game launches, I'll be doing some online videos in the future once the game launches. So if you guys want to check it out and see how the servers hold up then make your decision on buying it. You can always do that, or check out someone else's videos and see how well the servers hold up for them, because obviously the servers aren't going to be the same when the game launches. But right now they seem pretty solid, and I hope they stay that way. So before we conclude and wrap up this review, I just want to talk about a few things I liked and a few things I hate about this game. What I liked was, as a non-fighting genre gamer, I still had a lot of fun with this game. The mechanics were easy to learn, there was a decent selection of fighters and stages, the game is gorgeous, and I love the character customization, and although the story lacked depth, I found it quite interesting. What I didn't like was the short, not so great story. I hate how there are some awesome alternate costumes for the fighters. However, from what I can see, the only way to have it is from being player 2 and fight the same Pokemon. The voice acting isn't that great, and lastly, Zoroark isn't in the game, but hey, DLC is always an option, hint hint. That last one was a joke. Overall, Pokken Tournament is a very fun, smooth fighting game, and I think fans of fighting games or not will enjoy this game. If you like Pokemon and have a Wii U, I honestly think this is a game that everyone should own. However, there isn't a wealth of content here. I look at this game and then look at Smash and think for the price, there should be a little bit more content. I think you should definitely get this game. If you have the money, get it at full price. If you don't, wait till the price drops and definitely pick it up, because it's a fun game and I think everyone will enjoy it. Well, that's my review for Pokken Tournament. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace.